Welcome to the strange and lucrative world of the professional victim politician. Can you name a few, maybe a lot? This is the curious case of the public servant who masters the art of appearing powerless while accumulating more power and wealth than most of us will ever see. And let's be real, it's not just a performance, it's a showcase of some classic psychological drama. So, how does this work? How do you go from a humble representative of the people to a multi-millionaire who feels perpetually under siege? Well, it helps if you have an ego the size of the federal deficit and a flair for theatrics worthy of a daytime Emmy Award. It's a masterclass in political theater with a dash of narcissism, a sprinkle of histrionics, and a habit of dodging accountability that would make Houdini proud. There are three main acts: the humble origin story. Every great victim needs a starting point. They weren't born in a hospital. Oh no, they were born in a log cabin they built themselves. Or maybe, a perfectly nice luxury suburban house. But the narrative is key. They talk about their working class roots, the struggles of their parents, and how they got into politics to fight for the little guy. This story is crucial. It's their get out of jail free card for the rest of their career. Anytime someone questions their motives, they can just point back and say, "Hey, I'm one of you," even as they're driven to a fundraising dinner in a car that costs more than your entire college education. And don't forget, with a strong dose of narcissism, every minor personal victory is cast as proof of destiny, while every setback is a personal attack on their greatness. The humble servant myth keeps the spotlight firmly on their journey. Act 2. Identify the enemy. A victim needs an oppressor, and in politics you have a rotating cast of villains. It could be the media, the swamp, the radical left, the extreme right, big corporations, or even the emperor penguins because their name sounds elitist. The specific enemy doesn't matter as much as its existence. This is where the magic happens and the histrionics get Oscar-worthy. By always being under attack from some powerful, shadowy enemy, our professional victim politician is never at fault. Nothing is ever their responsibility. If you point out a contradiction or catch them in a lie, get ready for a full performance: outrage, indignation, and a passionate monologue about how they're being persecuted for telling the truth the establishment can't handle. Sometimes, the meltdown is so dramatic you expect them to faint onto a velvet chaise lounge. It's a brilliant strategy. They frame every single criticism, no matter how valid, as a personal attack. Not just on them, but on you, their loyal supporters. They're not just coming for me, they're coming for you. Sound familiar? Politics becomes a reality show where their drama is yours and their persecution is your rallying cry. And when the facts don't match the narrative, watch as the truth bends like a gymnast, deflection, projection, or just doubling down, because in the narcissist's world, admitting fault just isn't an option. If you catch them red-handed, they'll pivot so fast it gives everyone whiplash. What about what they did? Or my favorite, a grand claim that the accusations are an attack on democracy itself. And that brings us to Act 3, the payoff. This is where playing the victim becomes incredibly profitable, while they're busy telling you how they're fighting a lonely battle against the forces of darkness. Something else is happening behind the scenes. Every dramatic attack, every public sob story becomes another reason to ask for $5, $10, $25 to help them fight back. It's a perpetual motion machine of grievance and cash, just the way a narcissist likes it: attention and money. Meanwhile, that victim persona shields them from criticism and keeps the loyalty loop spinning. And then there's the long game: speaking fees from industry groups they once were the enemy. Lucrative book deals about their struggle written by their college interns for free because some of these politicians can't even stitch two regular sentences together. The cushy board positions after leaving office. Funny how those who claim the system is stacked against them always seem to stack the most chips. The self-important rhetoric, grand gestures of innocence, and relentless self-praise? All classic personality traits of someone who confuses public service with a personal brand. Their net worth skyrockets. They go from making a respectable government salary to owning multiple homes, enjoying exclusive vacations, and sending their kids to elite private schools. They become the very thing they built a career railing against: a privileged, out-of-touch member of the establishment. And this is the great disconnect. While they're flying on private jets, their constituents are worried about the price of gas. While they're dining with billionaires, the people they represent are struggling with grocery bills. The humble servant has become a member of a club that you and I will never be invited to. They're no longer one of us, they're just playing one on TV and loving every bit of the spotlight. So what's the takeaway? This isn't a partisan issue. You'll find the professional victim politician on both sides of the aisle, wrapped in different flags but playing the exact same game. They use the language of the powerless to protect their power. They adopt the posture of the oppressed while enjoying the privileges of the elite. They create a narrative of constant struggle to distract from their incredible financial success, and every challenge only feeds their ego. So, the next time you hear a politician with decades of power and millions in the bank talk about how they're being unfairly targeted, maybe just pause and ask yourself, who is the real victim here? The person with a security detail and a summer home, or the people whose problems they were elected to solve? Ask them when the last time was they cooked a meal, took their own kids to school, or spoke to someone like you and I. Please like, subscribe, and maybe, just maybe, look at your elected officials' financial disclosures. It's more entertaining than you'd think.